What's up, fellow mer people? It's Aura, and I'm back with a brand new video for you today. I haven't done a build challenge in a little bit, so I am back with another build challenge. And this one is one that I came up with myself. I think I may have seen some ideas like this floating around, but it is a build that I built myself and wanted to show you guys. So this is the Foreclosure Remodel Challenge, and it adds a little bit of more of a challenge to it because it has to be 20k simoleons or under. So if you have a sim that is new and it needs to jump right on into game, it has to be able to buy this house and not go over budget. So here are the rules up on the screen. Take a look at them. If you want to participate, make sure to re-upload to the gallery using that hashtag, and I will take a look at all of them on August the 7th, and then I will make a video touring all of the builds that you make. If you have any questions, feel free to hop on over to Twitter and get in my DMs, and I will be glad to answer those questions for you. All right, let's hop right on into this build. So for the backstory of this build is I wanted it to be a build that a sim that is new to the neighborhood saw a sign, or they talked to a realtor and they were like, listen, I only have this amount of money, but I would like to have a house big enough where I can grow into it. Eventually, once I get a job in this area, I would really like to start a family. I would like to have enough space so then I can grow my roots here in town. And the realtor was like, well, we have this one, but it does need a little bit of work to it because it is a foreclosure. The tenants before left some furniture. They didn't really update it that much. And the sim that moved into this neighborhood was like, great, let's do this. I'm willing to take on this challenge of updating this house. So that is the backstory for this house. Is it has 2 bedrooms, it has 1 bathroom, and the sim that is moving in just really wants to have a house big enough that they can grow and just put down roots in this neighborhood. But they only had a limited budget since they are new and they had to have moving expenses. So I did put a living room with a fireplace in. There is a separate dining room and there is a kitchen with a back door to a patio so your sims can grill or just lay out in the backyard, things like that. And then upstairs there is the single bathroom and a bedroom and then a second bedroom. So there are 2 bedrooms upstairs. They're both fairly small, but I did want to have 2 bedrooms because that smaller bedroom could be an office if your sim wanted it to be an office. And I did want this build to look like the people before had taken a lot of stuff with them and had only left the stuff that they didn't really want. So the furniture in there isn't the best furniture. There are only like subfloors throughout the house except for in the bathroom where there's grimy tiles, and all the wallpaper just looks outdated and dirty and like it could just use a big revamp. So I wanted it to look like it just needed a complete overhaul and that it just needed some TLC, and the person who bought this house is now going to be able to update it. So I did take to my Twitter feed and was asking people if they had any questions that they wanted to ask me, anything that they were curious about or just wanted to know about me, and I would put it in this video since I knew I wasn't going to be able to talk a lot about this build apart from what I did, what my inspiration was, and things like that. So I do have some questions that my fellow Twitter users have asked, and I will be answering them now. So the first question that I have is from Katharina Sims, and I will put her name up on the screen. And the first question she asked was, what is my favorite world? And this was kind of a hard one because I do like a lot of the worlds that the Sims team have given us, but I think my favorite one would be Sulani, and that is strictly from an aesthetic standpoint. I love how it looks. I find the water to be beautiful. I love the islands, and it is just somewhere that I would love to live. So that would be my answer for the favorite world because it's just so pretty. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And then she also asked, what is my least favorite world? And this one would be Strangerville. I just kind of feel like it's a ripped off version of Oasis Springs. And I'm not the biggest fan of desert worlds. And then I have to take into account the fact that there are so many houses that are just like base game houses, except maybe they're 2 tiles different. So it's not my favorite. I have it. I've had it for a long time, but I haven't even played through all of the gameplay for Strangerville because I'm not a big fan of having to follow a specific order of things. Like any game like Skyrim where I have all these tasks to do, I will just run off and do whatever I want before I'll go back and do the main storyline. So yeah, that's my least favorite world. It's just not really pretty to me and it's boring. I feel like we already had a desert world and the houses are the same and boring. Okay, so her next question is, what is my favorite stuff pack, game pack, and expansion pack? So my favorite stuff pack is definitely Tiny Living. I think it added something to the game that we didn't have before. I love all the objects in it. I love the pros and cons to living in a tiny house. Like the skill building is great for tiny houses, but you're living in a tiny house and you might die from your bed. Like that's no fun at all. And then my favorite game pack is definitely Parenthood. I'll talk a little bit more about this later, but I love how it adds a little bit more deeper gameplay to it. And then my favorite expansion pack is definitely Eco Lifestyle because just like with Tiny Living, it added something to the game that we didn't have before. And I find that to be super, super important because I just don't like when we get a new pack and a new pack and a new pack and the playability is trash. And it's basically a remake of what we've had before. That is frustrating to me. I don't like it. So I love packs that bring something new to the game. And then her final question is, what pack would I like to see added? And I will 100% completely say that I would love to have something very, very similar to The Sims 3 Generations. Because that pack added so much gameplay to a game that was already saturated with gameplay. Like, I'm trying not to go off on a Sims 3 rant here. But The Sims 3, you could play the base game for years and years and years and never really get bored because it was such a good game. You could sit there and just have different lives. You could play the same lives over and over again and never get bored because the gameplay was so deep. But while with The Sims 4, it seems like EA has really made the pool bigger, but it's still a paddling pool. Like they haven't really added deeper gameplay. They have finally started making it so then things that you get in certain packs will have like cross references with other packs, like the Nifty Knitting that's coming out. Your cats can play with the yarn. That's pretty cool. I like to see that. And The Sims 3 Generations just had so many things that you could do. Like it revamped toddlers, it revamped babies, it revamped teenagers, it revamped elders. It revamped every single life stage. And I really, really appreciate that because I really like to see that really deep gameplay where it's meaningful and you connect with your Sims and they're not just all the same with the same traits and the same aspirations. And I wish we had that back. I would love to see that in a pack. I would love to see a pack that actually made family members have this connection, this deep connection, and then there's like a memory system. I would love to see the memory system back because like big things happen and it just seems like the Sims 4 Sims forget about them, just completely forget about them, and they're just not as meaningful. So okay, rant over. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see a pack that is very, very similar to The Sims 3 Generations, is not just a ripoff of The Sims 3 Generations. I would like to see that deep gameplay back, and I would love to have it in relation to family gameplay. So that is what I would like. And then I do have some questions here from Figure Sims X, and I will put her name up on the screen somewhere. And she asked me what my favorite thing about being a YouTuber, having a YouTube channel is. And for me, I really enjoy creating videos from things that I have been doing for a very long time. I've been playing The Sims for 20 years now, and no one has seen that. And I was like, you know, people may hate what I do, but at least it's getting out there. And even if I reach one person who likes what I do, like, that's a win to me. I would love that. That's a win. So I was already doing this, and I also wanted to be able to do something while we're all in quarantine that really helped get my creativity flowing. I could go on about this for ages, so if you guys want me to do a video about why I started making a YouTube channel, I will gladly do that because it's pretty deep. It is kind of long-winded, and I can make a separate video for that if you guys want. I also really like the community outreach that having a YouTube channel will bring. I have met so many amazing simmers doing this, and when I was just in my room playing in the dark like the goblin I am, I wasn't talking to anyone else, and I've made so many really cool friends from having a YouTube channel, and I love that. Like, being so isolated like I am, I really enjoy reaching out and meeting new people. And then also, I have learned how to edit.
Marginally.
I'm still learning, but I really love editing. My videos, when I edit, it makes me really sad when I can't edit them to the degree that I want to, but it's a learning process, and I'm really proud of myself for learning as much as I have, especially since I am fairly technologically inept. So those are my main reasons for liking having a YouTube channel and just finding it so cathartic, and I love it so, so much. My least favorite thing is getting in that headspace, and I think a lot of YouTubers can possibly relate to this, where we want to sit there and compare ourselves to people who have been doing this for so long. And even if they've been doing it the same amount of time as we have, it's the luck of the draw, you know? Like, sometimes they may find one person who has a really big outreach, and that person shares their stuff, and then all of a sudden they have 200 followers overnight. And then for some of us, we get 10 followers a month. And it's really easy to fall into this headspace of, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Why doesn't anyone like my stuff? Is it not good? And things like that. And we need to get out of that headspace, because a lot of the times we're comparing our chapter to someone's entire book. Like, when I first started, I was like, you know, if someone likes my stuff and follows, that'll be cool. But at the same time, on the other side of that coin, I was like, I want to have at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And that's not realistic. And so I really, really had to, like, rein myself in and make sure that I had a reasonable expectation for my channel, where I set reasonable goals for myself for every month. And even if I don't reach them, that's okay. Because, like, especially now, because I've been sick for so long, it can be hard making YouTube channels. When I first started, I was wanting to make 3 videos a week. And it got to the point where I just wasn't able to sustain that, and I was putting out content that I didn't like. And some of these bigger people are able to put out videos daily, and a lot of people don't realize that they have editors. They don't have to edit their own stuff if they don't want to. Like, some of the big ones do edit their stuff because they really enjoy editing it, but other ones have their own editors where they just film for an hour, hour and a half, and then send it off to their editor. So it's really easy to sit down, knock out 4 videos at once, and just send it off to someone to do. And for me, I was like, why can't I put out 3 videos a week? And it was because I was spending the time filming. I was spending the time getting ready when I have a webcam. And I also spend 6 to 8 hours on average per video editing. And when you think about it, that's a long time for every week. So I had to make sure that I was able to sustain what I was putting out. So I did drop down to 2 videos every week, because I wanted to be able to keep the quality high and also learn how to edit better, because I could continue to do the same things over and over again that I've learned how to do, but I really want to be able to learn other techniques and things like that. So yeah, that's my least favorite part of having a YouTube, is really trying not to compare myself to other people sometimes succeeding, sometimes failing. You know, I can say on one hand, I am very pleased at how far I've come, and I am truly appreciative to everyone who has followed me, who has watched almost every video of mine, who hypes me up. Like, you guys are my tribe. Like, you're awesome. I truly appreciate that. There's no words that I can say that there are no words that I can say that would truly give that justice. But then at the same time, you're like, well, why don't I have 200,000 subscribers? And it's like, wow, you've only been doing this since May. Chill out. You're okay. You're fine. You're on a good track. And yeah, it's that headspace, I call it. And that's my least favorite thing about doing YouTube is I tend to compare myself to other people, and it can be hard to get out of that. But yep, those are the questions that I have. If you guys have any other questions that you want me to answer, definitely comment below. Head on over to my Twitter. I would love to continue doing question and answers for you guys. I really like you getting to know me and me getting to know you. I think it's super important, and it helps build this community. And yeah, I just like it. I like it. I'm an open book. Like, most questions are not going to be too awkward for me. I will answer almost every question as long as it's not rude or inflammatory or something like that. I'll definitely answer anything else. But that is it for the Q&A, and we are about to end this video. If you want to enter this giveaway, or not, yeah, it's a giveaway. It is a giveaway. I am giving away a nifty knitting pack randomly if you enter the giveaway. So if you want to enter this giveaway and you want to do this build, you're excited for this build, make sure to re-upload it with the hashtag Mermaids Shell Challenge, and I will be checking them out. And anyone who does enter and does do this build and wants to contribute to this shell-ish, it's not really a shell, but shell-ish, you can do what you want with it except for moving the walls. Yeah, if you want to contribute to it, I would love to see it. I am so excited to see what you guys do, because this is a challenge. That 20K budget that you have to go by is a super big challenge, and I am so excited for it. So yeah, that's all you have to do is re-upload it with that hashtag, and you will be entered for one copy of Nifty Knitting. And if you want to, go ahead and head back over to my Twitter. Let me know that you have entered. It's not necessary because I'll be checking them all out. But if you want to, that would be great. I love to chat with people. And I'm going to end the video here. Sorry for being super long-winded today. Apparently, I'm super chatty. But I hope you enjoyed the build. I hope you will do the build. That'll be pretty cool. I would love to see it. I'd love to see how you all put your flares on it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.
You ain't gotta do nothing. Nothing. Nah, I'm serious. For real. Maybe I